I made a video saying that these are the fields that you should not be going for if you're planning to study abroad. And I said that if I get 1,000 likes, I'll make a video talking about the fields that you should go for. We are already at 1,000 likes within 5 days. I was not expecting that. So now that we are at 1,000 likes, let's make a video on the fields that you should definitely go for. In the first segment, let's talk about the rising star. Now, these are those professions which within the next 10 years would be amongst the highest paid professions. So in this list, we have information security analyst, second data science, third digital marketing, fourth machine learning and artificial intelligence, fifth, augmented reality. All of these fields right now are growing at a tremendous pace. Now, information security analyst is growing at 33% with 60,000 fresh opportunities within next 10 years. Data science sees 31% growth. Digital marketing sees 23% growth. Machine learning and artificial intelligence expand by 22 and 21% respectively. Augmented reality has a growth of 46%. So if you're planning to move into any of these fields, these are the emerging fields. Right now also you see these fields being much in demand, but within next 10 years, these would be the things where students would crave to be in. In second segment, we will be talking about technology and beyond. We need to understand that tech is all around us, right? But still, only 45% businesses, at least in India right now, are not tech supported. But what would happen, what you see right now is your local Kirana store also accepting Paytm. Slowly and steadily, you will see they also move towards the online revolution. And it is expected by 2025, 75% of it would be migrated online. By 2030, 89% of it would be migrated online. Everything that would happen online. So for that, we would need specific people. Let's talk about those. First, software development with a growth rate of 22%. Second, cloud computing with a growth rate of 28%. Third, cybersecurity and software development with a growth rate of 31%. One more thing that we see in cybersecurity is with the growing threat to companies, it is expected to become a $3 billion business. Beyond that, we have data analysts with a 25% growth rate. Third, let's talk about those careers which are hardly present right now. You don't see people working in this field, but future is going to be this. So in this, first we have quantum computing. It is the final frontier of computer technology. By 2030, it would be at a skyrocketing growth rate. Now, if you want to enter towards the computing side and you already feel like, okay, I'm very late, quantum computing is definitely something you should think of. Second is renewable energy. Now, you ideally think that renewable energy is a very fancy, gimmicky thing. 2030, even companies propose to go completely green. So if renewable energy, you want to enter towards renewable energy side, Europe is definitely something that you should look out for. Third would be virtual reality. It would be completely altering the way we interact with the current world. From gaming to healthcare to even education, VR would be changing everything completely. And by 2027, it is expected that this would be a $100 billion business. Now, for those who come from the field of commerce, you would be thinking, oh, is there nothing for us in the future? No, absolutely not. First thing that you should definitely look out for is management analysts. We expect the growth rate of management analysts to be around 14%. And beyond management analysts, we have logisticians. Supply chain is a major problem right now also in the economy. Moving ahead, it would become an even larger issue. The more integrated we get with the entire world, supply chain would still be a kingpin. So that also sees a growth rate of 6% by 2030. Third would be high-end sales. High-end sales are not going anywhere. You can replace low-end sales by technology. High-end sales, which requires customer interaction with the employee, is very important and it is going nowhere. So when I say sales, anything in the finance industry that is towards sales side would not be going anywhere. So let's talk about investment banking. It's gonna stay. Let's talk about any other sales side fund. It is gonna stay because high-end sophisticated sales cannot be done by softwares precisely because that requires human touch. Talking about medical and healthcare, everyone knows it's gonna grow. So not gonna talk about that in detail. But one thing we need to know, apart from medical resources that are gonna help the industry, we have physiotherapists, we will have speech pathologists, and we will have nurses. So these three things would be supporting the healthcare industry a lot in the future. And finally, if at this point you feel like, oh my god, I'll not be in any of these fields, don't worry. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do you enter into these fields. First thing, most important, are you in the field that you love the most? If you are in that field, then absolutely no worries, continue with that. But if you don't like what you're doing, let's look for these emerging fields and let's look into how we can enter into these. Second thing that you should definitely do is keep continuously learning and keep continuously growing. All of these fields, whichever we talked about, even quantum computing, which seems like very difficult, you can start with them with online certifications, as simple as that. You can start with them right now. I can share the resources with you. Just ask me in the comment section whichever thing you want resources for. I will be making a video on that. I'll share the resources for that. It can be started with online courses right now. What is stopping you from starting with all of these things? Just the thing that is in your mind, oh, I've not studied it at all, I cannot enter into it. Absolutely bullshit. I know people who are working in Meta and Amazon with a lot of experience who were not even engineers. For God's sake, they did not even start as engineers, but they're still working there as engineers, as making a product, because they ended up learning the skills. So what would be important would be the skills, not the degree that you did. Don't think that anything that you chose in 11th and 12th and your college, those 5 years would fix your life. You can anytime change whatever you're doing. It's just that you need to take those steps to change whatever you want to enter into, which would be slightly tougher, trickier, but definitely not impossible. Third thing would be networking. Whichever field you want to enter into, you can talk to people from that field and ask them which are the specific certifications that I should go for and what exactly should I go for so that I can make a mark in this field. They are the best people to tell you what to do. Always remember, someone who is in the job role is the best person to be asking these questions rather than someone who is looking at it from a bird's eye view. Fourth thing, if you're planning to take up a certification, I would recommend you to watch this video. Don't do these certifications. If these certifications are on your mind, stop. Please don't.